Hi there, it's Gina, and it's time for another Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about quilting in the hoop. So if you like to do your quilting in your embroidery hoop, we're going to take a look here. I have some samples. So I've been doing some stippling here, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about tension with this because I think some people kind of struggle with what to do with their tension. So let me show you the back side of this hoop. And if we take a look here, you can see that this is the back side of my quilting, and I'm getting a little bit of eyelashing. Now that's our upper thread from the top side, which is the dark green, and I have a white bobbin thread in here, and that is starting to show, but that's normal for embroidery because generally when we're doing embroidery we want to have a little bit tighter tension on our bobbin thread than we do on the top because we don't want that bobbin to show through. So you can see here my letter samples. This is often how we'll test our bobbin tension when we're checking embroidery. And you can see here we see a lot of the green and just a little bit of the white. And that's pretty normal for regular embroidery stitching. But when we're quilting, we don't want to see that much bobbin thread. We want to have a more balanced stitch. And so you'll want to adjust the bobbin. You'll want to adjust the tension in some way. You can see this one here, and actually you probably can't see this one because I've adjusted. And let me show you the other side of that. It's the same stippling that I had from before, but here I've made the adjustment so that when we look at the back side, you see almost no green thread at all. So what you're seeing really is just the holes from the needle. And when I back off a little bit, you can't see that at all really. So there's a couple of ways that you can adjust for that. So keep in mind when you're setting up to do your quilting in the hoop, there's a couple of different things you can do. First of all, you'll probably want to have cotton thread on the top and in your bobbin. And so your cotton thread is 50 weight, and normally your embroidery thread on the top will have a 40 weight and on the bottom will have a 60 weight. So obviously there's going to be a difference if we've adjusted for that lighter weight bobbin thread. So one of the things you can do is you can change out your bobbin case. So this is my standard sewing bobbin case. So rather than putting in an embroidery bobbin case, I could put in my standard sewing bobbin case. And that one is going to have the tension set a little bit looser so that we get a more balanced look for our stitch. The other thing that you can do is you probably have, regardless of the type of machine you have, a setting that enables you to adjust your tension on the screen. So here's my tension. And the standard tension when you're in embroidery, at least on the baby lock machines here, is going to be 4. Now, if my bobbin thread is dropping, if my upper thread is dropping down to the back side and it's showing on the back of my quilt, I want to tighten it so that I can pull it back up to the top. So in this case, you saw when I brought the camera up here, my tension had been set on 5. So I made both of those adjustments actually. I increased the tension a little bit and I changed the bobbin case. So keep that in mind when you're doing your quilting in the hoop. Of course, you're going to want to change your thread, although maybe you don't, but you're going to get a more balanced stitch if you've got the same kind of thread, top and bobbin. You can possibly change out your bobbin case. You can possibly change your thread tension, and that's going to give you a more balanced stitch because normally for embroidery, our stitch is set up so that it's not balanced, and that's the way we usually want it. So next time you're quilting in the hoop, make some adjustments and you should get a perfect stitch. This has been your Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic.